Hey y'all! Hopefully you saw all the tweets and the notifications. I am here with Spawn of Voorhees again, doing what we do every week, and that is discussing our favorite, whether it be horror movie franchises, television series, whatever. This is what we do. This is what we do. I know Spawn looks forward to it every week. So do I, because it's
Oh yeah.
fun actually talking shop. So if you haven't, for everybody that's going to be coming in, if you haven't, go check out my boy Spawn of Voorhees
Thank you
over
for
on his
that,
channel.
Raven. Appreciate
Yep.
it.
he will be doing a 12-hour banger on Tuesday for the new Dead by Daylight killer, Wesker from the Resident Evil series, which is another film series we need to talk about, by the way.
Oh yes, definitely, man. Big fan of the Resident Evil franchise. Big fan.
Yeah, I love those movies. I love those movies. Thank you for the 36-month resub there after the Fall 24, aka the wifey. I appreciate it. All right, so Spawn. Last week we did a franchise that was near and dear to your heart, and the Scottish geek's heart, which was Alien. Alien. Now we get to talk about something that I love, and that is Predator. Uh, as you heard me last week, kind of joking around with Katie, I think this is the. I wasn't joking, I was serious. This is the better film series. No matter what Spawn says, either. Uh, he likes Pretty Little Liars, so that doesn't count.
It's how you still have forgiven me for the Dark Knight. That's what it is.
No, definitely not for that. Nope. No, but you know what? I accept it though because that's what makes these whole things, what we do, as well as general discussion, fun. Because everybody had the same. If everybody thought the same, had the same opinion, like the world would suck.
Oh, definitely, man.
It would be really
Definitely.
boring. All
Yeah,
right.
I agree with that.
So before we jump into this, you got anything you want to add, good sir?
Um, no, I'm really looking forward to going into it, and so like I say, before we went live, just I do think the worst of Predator. Well, I'll get into it more as we go into this rankings. I've said like when it comes to me between Alien and Predator, it's just I prefer the xenomorph character more than the Predator character. When it comes to movies, I will agree that I do think the Predator movies, like the worser movies of Predator, are better than the worser movies for Alien for me. It's just, if it makes sense, I'm more of a fan of the xenomorph character, but I still do love Predator. I mean, I've got the t-shirt, I have figures, and I've got the films and that. I am a fan. It's just the xenomorph, just, more for, I'm looking forward to getting into these rankings, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where you've got a certain film that we'll get into. I'm looking forward to seeing where you put that.
I got a feeling that a certain film is going to make me go into a freaking tirade though because of certain people, but I will get there when I get there with that. But all right, so as always, I will let you go first as you were excited to kick off here just as much as I am. Um, we can jump into Predator. Back off him loving Pretty Little Liars? Absolutely not. You need to watch it first to give a shit. I've seen enough. I don't care.
You have not seen enough.
I've seen enough. I've seen a blue Smurf get killed in a bathtub. I've seen enough.
How cool's that now? Come on.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it is funny. It is funny.
That was kind of cool. All right, man. Well, let's kick into it. Number 7, which I have a feeling that you and I are probably going to have the same one here. At number 7, what do you have, good sir?
Well, for me, at number 7 is it's pointless even watching the film because you can't see it. That pretty much gives it away. It's AVP Requiem, and look, man, this is another film in my opinion. I can watch this film and get fun out of it. This is just my opinion, right? But this film is nowhere near as bad as people make it. It's an entertaining film. They could have done so much with. I'll call it the Predator Xenomorph. They had such a good idea at the end, and they didn't really go into it fully, in my opinion. The Predator and the Alien fights are still brilliant. There's some great scenes in there, and but just so much is missed in my opinion, because it's just like you can't see the damn film through some of the shots. It's like, all right, is that Alien? Is that Predator? What's going on? Sometimes you could only tell it's Predator because of his laser beam with the red. I'm like, oh, that's Predator. Great, good to know. And then you won't know it's Alien until you hear the xenomorphs cry, sort of thing that it does. So yeah, a cool idea, you know, going off from the first AVP in my opinion, with the like I say, I'll call it like the the xenomorph, whatever you want to call it.
The
He had a
Predalien.
great, yeah, and I like the idea. In my opinion, they never fully went into it. I don't think they realised what they had. I thought that was such a cool idea. We like the ship and like the face huggers being on at the end, and it pops out the alien. I mean, a predator. And it's just like, my God, what an idea that is. And then when you lead into AVP2 Requiem, I'm saying that right by the way.
You are.
Just it it just it's watchable. It's entertaining, but I get frustrated because it could have been so much more. And look, there's some good actors in this. You know, you got Sam Trammell, who was also from True Blood. I'm a big fan of True Blood. You got Johnny Lewis, also from Sons of Anarchy. I'm just going with the big names here of people that I like to see in the films, and people that I like, you know, when I notice them, like, oh my God, they're from that. So obviously, me being a True Blood fan as well, Sam Trammell being in there was nice to see. But, yeah, it's not as bad as people make it. It is an entertaining watch for what you can actually see. It's more gory, so that goes up for me. Like I say, I can watch this film, turn my brain off, have a drink, have something to eat, and enjoy it for what it is. But just left frustrated because that they had a great idea with the Predator morph, whatever you want to call it.
No, yeah, that's
yeah.
and this will probably be one of the few times that you and I can actually talk about the same film at the same time, because this is also at number 7 for me, and so like we'll just jump right into it. Is like I agree with you that um, picking up where it left off, like it is like Alien vs Predator, which obviously we'll get into, and then Alien vs Predator Requiem. I mean, it picks up right where AVP ends off, and you'd think that it would continue because it does have a cool concept of the Pred Alien, and it's I when he popped out of his chest at the beginning of or the end of AVP, you're like, hey, that's gonna be really cool. And then we get Alien vs Predator Requiem, and I disagree with you a little bit where you say it's not a terrible movie. I think this is a very terrible movie. One, and I don't like really like anything about this movie. Because you know the Predator alien crash lands on Earth. You know, then you think you're gonna get this alien predator hybrid who's gonna be like completely badass. Uh, but instead he's kind of like you don't really see him, and that's not because of the bad lighting. I mean, the bad lighting is part of it, but it's not really between all the secondary characters trying to figure out the predator situation. Are there more predators coming? Is he just the one predator coming? Um, it's just all terribly executed. And honestly, I think the best thing about this movie is the fact that you can't see it, because then you'd have to actually not only listen to the tripe it's being told, you'd have to watch it, and it's awful. It's entire like it has no regard, no regard for substance, lighting, narrative, or direction at all. Uh, and which is it's just funny. What I hear you say is not a bad film, because I know you're a xenomorph guy. Like Paul W.S. Anderson, who directed AVP, kind of leaned towards one side, character wise, and then here the brothers Strauss lean very very predator heavy, like friendly on this side. The amount of xenomorphs this one predator takes out is insane. Considering an AVP, like 3 of them got their ass kicked in about 37 seconds. So the lack of balance between those two uh, bothers me too. Like as much as I'm a Predator guy, I don't think a Predator is going to take out all of those xenomorphs. I don't think that's something that would happen.
I mean, I understand that, but I don't know what it is with me. It's just like how come I think it's a bad movie overall, but I think there's some films where I've sort of spoke about it with Batman and Robin that even though it's bad, I still get some entertainment from it, and I do get that. Like, believe it or not, I have stuck this film on randomly and just watched it and like got some entertainment level out of it because I do like the gore side of it, and I still do enjoy some of the fights between the alien and the predator. I like some of the scenes, and there's just some films that entertain me, even though they're not the best of films. It's just like I've always enjoyed versus films, and when I say I've stuck this on, it's like I may stick it on like once. Obviously, when we're doing these rankings, I stick them on, but if we're not doing rankings, I'll probably stick it on like once every 3 years or something. And I'm just saying, it's a film I can get through. It's not like Jaws 4, where I just can't even get through that film. I hate that film.
I think one day we just got to do Jaws just so I can hear you rant for 2 hours.
I can't. That's a film I hate. There's a few films. One of these days, we'll have to do our top 10 most hated films, and
That's fair.
I'll tell you what, I'll leave depressed as hell.
No, definitely just be mad the whole time.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, maybe the best way to explain it for me, it's bad, but the good scenes with the aliens versus Predator, like the gore and stuff, makes it somewhat entertaining to me, if that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, like that's the thing though. I can't really like. I was watching it last night. Like I turned the lights off and everything, just trying to turn like the brightness up, just to like really see. Like other than like the chest busting scenes or the stomach busting scenes in some cases with the Predalien, like I mean, was there much gore really? Like I know that Predator was like cutting xenomorphs in half, like it was his job, but like I felt like the gore was being cut. Like when the kid gets killed in a pool, I don't really think you see a whole lot there. The kid gets dragged as they're escaping the pool area into that room. Like you see the blood splatter, but you don't really see anything.
I think it's got more gore than the original AVP, which we will come into later. How I feel about that.
That is 100% true because one's PG-13 and the other was rated R for sure.
Yeah. So I do enjoy the gore elements, and like I said, the best way to explain it is the only elements I enjoy of this film is when you see the gore, some of the kills, and some of the fights between Alien versus Predator. I do think are okayly shot without it. I think I'm on a very small universe when it comes to this, but I like the end scene, like the end fight between the Predator and the Alien. I did like that big fight at the end, just seeing it happen. So, I mean, how long does the film run for? About an hour and something.
Yeah, like 90 minutes, something like that, around there.
Yeah. All the scenes out. If I took all the scenes out, I'll probably enjoy about 20 minutes of the film from bits and bobs. So, at the film, I'll probably get 20 minutes of entertainment. So, for me, like when I do rankings and stuff, when I say like, for me to say something's a really, really, really bad film, it'd be like Jaws 4, where I just can't sit through it. It bores me. For me, there's little elements of entertainment in Alien VP Requiem, if that makes sense. Just there's something there that's not, like somebody said to me, watch Jaws 4 or watch Paint Dry. I'm watching Paint Dry. You know what I mean?
No, that's fair. That's fair.
There's bits and bobs of entertainment in AVP Requiem for me. Just bits and bobs.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I will say, so not to just completely shit on somebody's hard work in a movie. I will say one of the things that I liked about this movie the most, which I kind of made this reference and then found out that they actually in production called the Predator the Wolf. Was like he's like the wolf from Pulp Fiction, where he comes in and cleans things up. Like the thing that drove me crazy about that though is he seemed to have an endless supply of that cleaner thing he used to make the bodies disintegrate or disappear. That was driving me a little crazy, but I did like how it was kind of like the wolf when he kind of did come in and do the whole
Yeah.
clean things up. So I'm not totally negative on the film. There was that.
Yeah, that's right. And I think when you get to a film, even a film that's really bad, AVB Requiem is not a good film at all. Do you get what I mean? It's not good. For me, when it's a bad film, but you've got some entertainment value in there, I can sit through it sometimes. When you've got films that are bad, but there's no entertainment in there, or you've got films that are that bad it's entertaining. Batman and Robin, for example, it's that bad there's entertainment in there. I can get through stuff like that than rather films that are just so bad and there's no entertainment in it whatsoever. And for me, AVP Requiem is like I say, it's a bad movie with some entertaining elements in there for me that I can be like, all right, that's a cool scene and that, you know.
I get you. I'm with you on that. So you and I both have Alien vs Predator Requiem at at number 7. So now we can. I don't want to spend this whole time pissed off, so we can move on to number 6 if you want to.
Okay.
All right. So number 6 now from a boy Spawn here.
Well, number 6 for me, I don't know if it's come as a shock or not, is actually The Predator. Again, to me, it's another film that's not as bad as people make out. I think I'm not overly keen on the big Predator. I'm more of a fan of the original.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm more a fan of the original Predator. It's okay. I agree. It's been CGI too much. It's not the worst thing you've seen in your life. Again, there's some entertainment value in this. Also, you got I'm saying her name right. Von Starowski, also from Dexter and Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
2 great TV shows, in my opinion. You've got Alfie Allen from Game of Thrones and Thomas Jane from Deep Blue Sea. So again, I like seeing actors that I've noticed from other stuff that I really enjoy. Again, the one thing the Predator does have going for it is, as much as it's too much CGI on the big Predator, I do like the fight between him and the regular Predator. But overall, man, it's another Predator film where, well, not another Predator film. This one particularly, it's like, again, the trailer hyped it up, and after watching the film, I was left with like a sour taste in my mouth because it was sort of like I wanted more, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know if it is the CGI look of the Predator that just puts me off. Like, again, it's not the worst thing in the world that you'll see with CGI. Believe me, there's a lot worse stuff out there. But I don't know. I mean, I do think Shane Black, the director, did a good job. You know, it's greatly shot. There's some great scenes in there. Some of the gore scenes in there is quite good. I don't know. This for me is, it's the average Predator film that I can still get through. I don't think it's bad. Like, it's not watchable. Like, I've seen people like it's like one of the worst films I'll ever watch. Like, I'm sorry, man. No, there's no way this is going to be one of the worst films you ever watch. if this is the worst film you've ever seen, I don't know what you've been watching. Some entertaining value. I'd like to see. I don't know how you felt about this. I'd like to see the original Predators put more of a fight against the big Predator.
Yeah, I mean, the whole large predator versus big predator and like the Hatfield McCoy rivalry thing they got going on. I don't really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but at the same time, it's not something I'm like, if they didn't do it again, I'd be like, oh well,
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of deal.
Yeah. So for me, yeah, this is at number 6. It's a lot better film than Alien vs Predator Requiem. You can actually see it for one. And yeah, for me, it's this is the average Predator film that's still watchable in my opinion. When I hear people say it's the worst film they've ever seen, I'm just like, I had to think what you've been watching because it's far from that. It's just, to me, like I say, I had to repeat myself. It's the average Predator film, and yeah, I wanted more from the fights with the big Predator and the original Predator, and I wanted more from that. Like I say, yeah, the gore scenes are good. I like the car scene where they get smashed down together on the car, and the car sort of like the glass explodes everywhere. Like, it's been done so many times, but it was like the camera angle, where the glass goes everywhere, and like you got the predators gearing up and they're fighting, and some of the faces on the people with the guns and the running made me laugh. Don't ask me why. It's just funny. But yeah, it's okay. It's at number 6. It's an average Predator film that's okay.
Well, that's I'm with you on that because also this movie is number 6 for me as well. I think you cover pretty much everything. Pretty spot on, honestly. The only thing I would say is like the idea with Shane Black directing Predator, who if you guys don't know, he was he was Hawkins in the very first Predator in the 1987 film. Uh, he so I kind of had some higher expectations I than probably should have simply because his involvement. Like, hey, we got Hawkins from the 1987 Predator directing this film, and if you guys don't know, he's directed some great movies. Lethal Weapon, Iron Man 3. All the a lot of great. Well, Iron Man 3 is not great, but it's good. But a lot of good movies. I think the biggest thing about me is again much like Alien vs Predator Requiem is like I just don't care about any of these characters. I don't like Olivia Munn as a person, so watching her in here, I'm like, please die, please die, please die, please die. This is, none of the. To me, it's always about the predator. Like that's the thing with the Predator movies is it's always about the predators, and I accept that, and I'm on board with that. But like, you have to at least give me like a little something to care about as far as secondary characters, or else it's just I'm always going to root for the predator and then be disappointed when it dies at the end. Uh, and
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at with the Predator series. Is that kind of keeps happening a lot. um, but I think you touched on everything really. I mean, I'm looking through my notes here, which is why I keep looking over here. Yeah, you really.
I mean, the other element I did like of it, like, was it the kid that had like the suit thing, and then it's tracking the kid? I sort of like that idea. Does
Yeah.
that give a little bit of like, oh my god, is he going to get the kid? Is he going to kill the kid? So that gives you a bit of fear. I like our element because it was like fear of like, is he going to go after the kid for this or what, and like tracking the kid and stuff. So I like that little bit of an element that was somewhat different from what we've seen in the Predator franchise.
Yeah, that was a.
I believe that's the only time it's happened.
Yeah,
From what I can...
just like in Alien vs Predator Requiem, that was the first and only time we've seen the Predator home planet. So like yeah, I mean again, Yeah, I think really the only thing I really dislike about like it truly dislike if this movie's on, I'll watch it. I really hate the Predator super suit at the end. Like I understand, I guess the idea behind it, but man, dude, that was awful, awful.
Yeah, yeah,
I did not care for that, like
I
at
agree.
all.
I agree. This is why, I'm sure you get what I mean when I say it's like for me, it's the average Predator film.
Yeah, yeah, man, I'm with you on that. Like it's it's
It's
not
not bad.
right.
It's not great. It's like bang in the middle for me.
Yeah, it's not Requiem, and that's a plus. So there's that.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see if we got the same number five then, shall we?
No, yeah, it's been the same so far. We're actually going to have the same.
I don't know. I know what my number five is, and we'll see. We'll see here. No, you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Go on, you egg on first. Yeah, I'll let you go first if you want.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, my number five is the very first Alien vs Predator. That is for me. And really, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only real reason that it's a number five and not higher is that I'm a Predator fanboy. The Predators get their ass kicked pretty quickly in this movie, and that pissed me off to no end. So that is really. I mean, maybe the lack of like actual gore and the PG-13 rating, but like nowadays, like I used to be mad about that, but now I don't care so much. It was just the fact that there's three predators that came to Earth, and I think within the first 30 minutes, two of them are dead. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, like was not a fan of that at all. Um, it's good to see the continuity though of like both the Predator series and the Alien series with Whalen Industries and uh, obviously the return of Lance Henriksen this time as Mr. As Whalen and going through and understanding, kind of answering the question, how did from Predator 2, how did the Predator get the xenomorph skull? And it does answer that, and answers it in a way that I accept. Honestly, I think it. Uh, I accepted at the time, knowing the Predator franchise a little more. It seems weird that they would take the xenomorphs to a world inhabited by humans, and the fear that it would get out of control. But then at the same time, to have xenomorphs, you got to have humans because you got to have the face hugger to impregnate. So I kind of get it back and forth. But eh, uh, if the Predators hadn't died off so quickly, it'd probably be ranked higher, honestly. But that was a huge
Yeah,
no-no for me. That was a huge no-no for
I
me.
can understand that. I can understand that.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like I said, and like one of the best things about it was seeing Lance again. Like I love Lance Henriksen. Like I loved
Yeah.
his chains in this movie called Stone Cold. I don't know if you ever saw it. It's a biker movie. It's got Brian Bosworth and it's called Stone Cold, and he plays a guy called Chains, and he's the bad guy. And I've loved him ever since then, and it's been great. A
I
very
haven't seen
young.
that film.
It's
Something
good.
else
It's
I
it's
wanted
it's
to
a
have to watch.
it's an action movie, and it's like it is your typical late '80s action movie. Late, but it's great. It's great.
Okay, I'll
Well,
have to
that's
check
my
that out.
well, that's my number five. I don't really. I mean, I think. Let me go back to my notes here. Um. Yeah, I mean, I think that's really it. The Easter egg at the end of Predator 2 really set my expectations high. I really wanted to see a good versus battle, and the realist in you understands that there isn't going to be a true winner because no one's going to let their intellectual property like die,
Oh yeah.
or lose that battle. So you kind of know going into these verses that it's going to be a draw or something's going to happen. So I was
Yeah.
full on expected that. I just think that uh, it just could have been done better, and especially Paul W. S. Anderson, like who brought us Event Horizon. I think the look could have been a little better. Still kind of had that Geiger feel, but I really thought he would add something a little more to it, and didn't. But all right, that's it. I'm done rambling.
Now I can understand that, especially with you being like a massive Predator fan. I can get behind that, and pretty much when you get to in any verses, because like I can fully admit I am childish enough. If I went to a Jason versus film and Jason lost, I am not buying that film. I will have nothing to do with that film. I will be straight up, fuck that film. I will not buy it. And the thing is, the properties now they can't do that because they'll lose a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of money, and they will, because like let's say you get Jason versus Myers, right? Jason wins. Michael Myers fans are going to be going, fuck this film, they ain't going to buy it, they're going to lose money. Vice versa, if Michael Myers beat Jason, I'll be like, well, fuck Michael Myers, fuck all this shit, I'm not getting it. Yeah, I'm babby enough, I can admit that, I won't get it.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
I am. So, but going back to the Predator franchise, always find a way to bring Jason into it, though, even if it's accidental. Even when it's accidental. So, but number 5 for me is a film I love. It's 5 and 4 was hard for me, really hard for me. It's a film I love. Number 5 is actually Predators.
Okay.
Now, I do like Adrian Brody as Royce. He does try to sort of be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but overall, I do like his performance. You know, I believe you've said that before in the past as well. The Topher Grace as Edwin is just he does my head in this film. He does my head. He's such a good actor, but he does my head in this film, man. And of course, Alice Braga as Isabel, who I think's brilliant, by the way. I did like her performance. And you know, you got the 4 Predators, which I don't know if people know is portrayed by Derek Moyers, Carrie Jones, and Brian Steele as well. So, like this film's different, man. Like to a degree, because they're falling from the sky, and you've got like the alien sort. I keep saying alien, the predator sort of dog, and they're like they do what predators do. They want to get the best hunters and hunt them, right? But it's done differently. Like you got the dogs in this. I like it where the Derek Myers is tied up, right? With is the predator tied up? And you know he gets off and they're fighting, and then you've got forgot his name. He's gone for me at the end of the film where it shocked me that it was the one that got it, and then I forgot his name. He pretends, and then we find out he's a serial killer, and he
Topher Grace. Yeah, Topher Grace.
Yeah, he paralyzes Isabel. And then obviously Royce, Adrian Brody, comes to save the day, and we realise, you know, he's helped her finally. And like I say, what I love about his film is just it's your typical Predator film, but with a spin on it, because you know you do see a lot of I like the Predator dogs. I like the far out zoom, like where all the predators are on like the trees, and then you've got like I'll just call them the predator dogs and stuff, and then you've got them all like cloaking out, and then all the predators are together. I just love them scenes, and yeah, man, it's got such a great cast as well. You got Danny Trejo as Cachilio, Walton Goggins as Stans. So you know this film's great, and plus, like I say, Derek Myers as well. He's a beast. Whoever he plays, you know, you're going to get performance from that. Even though you don't see him that long, really, his performance is still great in it. So for me, man, Predators. Like I say, 5 and 4. This was the hardest for me, choosing between 5 and 4, which we'll get into number 4 soon. But Predators, man. Brilliant film. I've watched this film so many times. It's an amazing film. great cast, and I do like Adrian Brody, and yeah, I like the idea of them just falling from the sky. They don't know what's going on. You've got that bloke shooting at them. They don't know what's going on because obviously nobody's going to trust each other. I do think Alice Braga as Isabel is one tough bitch in this film. She's brilliant. She's really good in it, in my opinion. And yeah, I just like the whole film because it shocked me. I did not see him being the baddie. I did not see like when he paralyzes her with the thing, and then obviously Royce saves the day for her. I did not see him. I keep forgetting his name again. You said it, but
Yeah,
I did not see him. Yeah, I did not see him being the baddie. It's when I first watched the film, I could not believe it was him. So yes, hell of an entertaining film, man. Predators is a strong film, and I'm a big fan of this film. Which for me, 5's pretty high. And I'll put it at number 5 for me.
All right, all right. Well, I do love this film. We will talk about it later. The one thing I will add to your discussion here is I also love the Predator Hounds. And the scene where they show all the predators together, Tracker Predator, Falconer Predator, and Berserker Predator. Love that. Actually love it so much that I bought all the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives that had them all, so I have all those Predator figures as well.
That's amazing, man.
Ah, dude, I fucking, I joke around like I have other like favorite franchises, but I think it honestly has to go like Friday the 13th and then like Predator maybe. For as much as like Predator shit I collect, I still don't have any shirts, which is weird. But oh yeah, I mean I love it. Like I have classic Predator, all the Predators. But yeah, and to add to add one more thing, some people say this film's a remake. It is not a remake. It is a continuation of the series. People that say it's a remake, it's because Adrian Brody is your Dutch character. Hanzo is the Sonny character. Nikolai is the Jesse Ventura of the group. So people think it's a remake. Not a remake. Stop it. It's a continuation. Stop it.
Yeah. Agree.
All right. Well, we'll get back in the right order here. So I'll let you do your number 4 now, because we probably gonna be different here too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, number 4 for me, like I say, 5 and 4 was really close, but I had to give it and be honest. And it's a film that I adore. This film, obviously, just the film above it, I adore just a little bit more. Predator 2 for me.
Okay.
This film is still so underrated in my opinion. It's entertaining from start to finish. I think it's brilliant. I love the part where like he's in the house and like he just smashes through and you got people there and it's just like the smash through, and I like I forgot his name. Like the voodoo dude, and he has to fight with him.
Jamaican voodoo. Yeah.
Yeah,
so I'll go ahead and I'll just go ahead and so we can discuss it at the same time. This is also my number 4 movie. So now we can discuss this greatly now.
Okay. And like again, you've got good cast. Danny Glover, right? Isn't it? You got Kevin Peter as the Predator, obviously. Gary Busey as the special agent.
Yep.
You've got Bill Paxton as a detective and Robert Davi as deputy. So again, good cast. And like I say, this. I think what I love about this Predator film, I don't know if this is the right words, but I feel like it's almost one of the most unique Predator films because of where it takes place. It's different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's just the scenes in this film are brilliant, man. Like that scene where they're in the I'll just call it the room, and like his skin's hanging and the flesh is dripping. And like I say, my favourite scene is like where he's going for the house. Can you imagine? Like you just talking one day and then it hangs through your house, man, just running and then goes invisible on you. It'd be brilliant, man. And yeah, I just love it, man. And like I say, I love the voodoo fight as well with the voodoo dude. I just think that's absolutely a fantastic scene, and it's just such a good film, man. I absolutely love this film. It still gets stick today, Predator 2, and I don't understand it because to me, it's entertaining from start to finish. I can just watch this film on loop and not get bored because it's just one of them films that are entertaining, man. Like I said, it's got a good cast too, so I don't understand some of the stick it still gets. I don't understand it. I think it's fantastic. Predator 2, I absolutely love it. You know. So yeah, for me, number 4 is Predator 2 for me. And by the way, Stephen Hopkins, I think, done a great job as the director in this film. So
yeah.
yeah, I love this film, man. I love it. Predator 2 is fantastic, man.
It's great because it's the Predator in the city. What would happen if we got a Predator in a jungle, now we have Predator in the city, concrete jungle, if you will, and it kind of follows the narrative from the Dark Horse comics, which, if you're familiar with, also have all those figures as well. So you can get like a ton from this series in the direction that it could have gone. But and then obviously this is the big reveal here where at the end where both Predator and Xenomorphs are in the same universe because there's the Xenomorph head at the end of the movie, and and do I want to say it or not? There's a spoiler, which I won't say, but there's an item that they show in Predator 2 that shows up in Prey. And if you know it, you know it. We'll talk about it later, maybe. I don't know if I want to spoil it too much because it's still fairly new, so I don't know if I want to give it too much away. But an item from that movie shows up as well, and that's really, really cool. Fun fact, Gary Busey's character, Keys, his son, Jake Busey, actually plays his son in The Predator. He's the other Keys, so I don't know if anybody knows that or not, but Jake Busey, he's creepy as fuck, and I love Jake Busey, is great. And then Bill Paxton, like, how can we not talk about Bill Paxton here? He's my dude. We talked about him last week when Game Over, man, gets killed by Xenomorph. We haven't done it yet, but we maybe that's down the road too. Gets killed by Terminator, and now in Predator 2 gets killed by a Predator. So that is a hell of a trifecta for our boy Bill Paxton. Yeah, I mean, and I don't care what anybody says. I love Danny Glover in this movie. Like, I know he's narcissistic, but he kind of is, and he's definitely driven. Once he gets something in his mind, it's go, go, go to get that solution, and I like that. And I love the Jamaican voodoo thing. And I also remember, this came out in 1990, so I was like 12, maybe, right around there. And there was some nudity in it. I was like, hey, nudity, woo! And that stuck out to me a lot, too. I was like, hey, boobs. But, yeah, that's, if you haven't been able to tell so far between our rankings, Predator 2 would have been in my second spot had it not been for some other movies that may or may not have came out. So I love Predator 2. And anybody that hates on Predator 2, just especially Paul W.S. Anderson, who said that the city, the concrete jungle hunter would not be invited to the pyramid and his Alien vs Predator. Bullshit. That dude, the concrete jungle predator, was just as badass. Just as badass. Like he smashes up a sink and uses it as super glue to heal his wounds. Like, that's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Paul W.S. Anderson, piss off. He's still on my shit list after killing off all the predators right off the rip. Prick. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me there for Predator 2. You touched on the point. I love the Jamaican thing. I love how kind of walks away, like they shows the fight, and then Predator walks away. He's still got his head, so It would look like a seamless transition almost. Really good, really good. Loved it.
Yeah, Predator 2, man. It's fantastic, man. I love it. Honestly, I absolutely adore it. It's just like I say, it's just films above it. Just love that little bit much more.
Yeah,
But Predator 2, man, it's fantastic. I love the film. Like I say, for me, it's entertaining from start to finish. It's non-stop action,
it
and
is.
it's just brilliant, man.
And that's why I love the Predator series as a whole. It is the very first one was the perfect blend of action and like blood and guts and like kind of like that horror element. You can make the argument: is Predator horror or is it a sci-fi film? Or
It's both.
I lean towards
Yeah.
horror. Like I think it could fit the demographic. So
Yeah.
um, I I said the second and third one were hard for me too. The fourth one was hard because I love Predator too. I really do. And Gary Busey getting cut in half with the Predator like Shuriken
Yeah.
thing. Oh, that was great. That was great. So
It's
good.
so good, man.
Yeah,
It
so
just
good.
looks so good in the city as well. Like how he's like standing on sort of the rooftop thing, and he's just there, and then he goes invisible, and then you just get that shot of the laser going to that bloke and just blows his
Yep.
body completely in half. It's brilliant, man.
That
It's brilliant.
we also learned that the Predator in this movie we learned a lot of things about Predator. One, how they self heal. Two, they have multiple forms of vision, like not just thermal, but like they have blood tracking, um, thermal. They have I don't want to necessarily say night vision, but I think it is night vision. A couple other ones I can't remember off the top of my head, but I mean, he goes through like what 6 or 7 in the warehouse scene.
Yeah, there is. They've got that like that. They've always had the eat one, but then they've got like this. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like this black glow with like red. It's weird.
Yeah,
Do you know which one I'm on about? That vision.
yeah,
Because, like
yeah,
I say, in this film, he's got so many.
yeah, yeah,
It's like a glow. It's like a glowy black red. I can't explain it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It-
yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird, but
They kind of
so
showed
many, man.
that in the Predators as well, or Predators a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
swear that they've still got shit that they could show later on in franchises. It would be like we wouldn't even know because
Oh yeah.
there's probably so much more they can still do with this Predator franchise that we don't know.
I'd like to see their home planet, what they do there, and how they adapt
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
technology and how they grow. I mean, that's their whole thing is they're trying to be an advanced super hunter. Well, let's show how you do that. Because, like for example, like in Predators, right? Uh, we have all the vision, and then we get introduced to the heartbeat vision, where he sees like the heartbeat, like where Royce is against the tree, hiding behind the tree, and like he knows he's there because he can see like the vibration. Yeah, we gotta. That's something that I'd love to see is how do predators get that way? Hey boy, hey boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
good
like
boy.
to see that. I still think there's so much they can touch on with this Predator franchise.
Oh yeah.
So I think that would be awesome to see. So I
Oh
still
yeah.
think there's a lot more to come.
All right, let's see here. So my top, I know what my top three are. One, three. So we only got one more that's different. So okay, all right. So it'd be interesting to see what your three is then. Which I will let you have at it.
Okay, well for number three, um, I'm sure me laughing's giving it away, but for me, number three is actually Alien versus Predator.
Okay.
I've gone on this. I've spoke about it a lot. I love this film. Absolutely adore this film. If obviously, I'll get into it when I come to number two, but this used to be my number two when it come to Predator films, and in the Alien rankings, it was number three also. It was, and like I said, I like the story here. I like because Predators. The thing with Predator, the Predators want to be the most, the best hunters basically. So they look around the world and they try and find the best hunters to kill. Imagine if one day they just dropped Michael Myers and Jason into the franchise, how exciting that would be, because it'd work, right?
Mhm.
Predator wants to beat the best. It's a good job I don't write films or directors. A good job I a director or a filmmaker, because the films would be mental. But in my opinion, that'd work, right? They want to be the best, so why wouldn't they want to try and beat the best? But going back to it with Alien versus Predator, I like the backstory we get with it. You touched on it. And I agree on how you don't like it because the xenomorphs kill the predators real quick at the start.
Real quick, yep.
I think later on in the film, Predator sort of, you know, to me, how I look at this film, the xenomorphs at the start of the film, the middle section, I think it's the Predator that has it, and again, you know, I've got my notes as well, and people that I always like seeing. You've got Tommy Flanagan from Sons of Anarchy.
Yep.
You've got, of course, people that follow the Alien franchise. Obviously, I picked up on this straight away. Lance is in it. Lance Henriksen, I hope I'm saying his name right, from the Alien franchise. Probably mixed feelings with Raven here, but I do like the way Paul W.S. Anderson directed this film. I think it's beautifully. I think it's beautifully shot. Like, one of my favourite scenes in it, I can't remember the girl's name. It's where the Predator's helping her, right? Predator's helping her. And it just makes me laugh every time I watch this scene. The facehugger goes to go for her, right? And the Predator grabs the facehugger and squishes it, but he does this weird thing with his head. He like shakes his head as if to say, "Yeah, fuck you." And that scene's always cracked me up. I remember when I first seen it, I had to rewind it because I had to take it back a step because it was on DVD. And I rewatched it again. I don't know why that would. Do you know what scene I'm on about?
Yeah.
It's where he joins forces with a girl. I did forget her name. And the facehugger's behind, and he grabs the facehugger, snaps it, and does this weird thing with his head. It's hilarious. Is it Sana Slathan as Alexa? Is that her? Is it? That might be her.
Yeah. It's Alexa. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got Jan White as Predator Scar. You know, and like I say, I like it's a simple story because, like I say, predators want the best hunting grounds, right? They want to be the best hunters, so they've got to fight the best hunters. So they have to get humans for the facehuggers, so the xenomorphs can obviously fight them, obviously, and you know, aliens and predators. At the moment in their universe, they're the most fierce rivals of each other. Even, I'd say, over any human that's tried to fight them. You know, it's so I like the story here, and for me, I adore this film. I've spoke about it a lot, even though there's not much gore in it really. Just the scenes, in my opinion, are just shot magnificently. I absolutely adore this film. I like the backstory. It's simple. The ending was fantastic, where you get excited, like, oh my god, we're getting an xenomorph and predator mixed.
Yep.
We got excited. Thank you, AVP Requiem, for completely screwing that. Fantastic. Thank you for ruining the hype. I love it.
Right.
Because, you know, for me, Alien versus Predator for me is on par with Freddy versus Jason for entertainment value. I absolutely love this film. You've got, like I say, you've got two monsters going at it, and whether you're a Predator fan and whether you're an Xenomorph fan, and by the way, when I say I prefer Xenomorph to Predator, it's not by a million miles. It's not like Jason being my favourite and then it's Ghostface and then the rest. Alien and Xenomorph are Predator and the Xenomorph Predator and Xenomorph, it's very close for me. I think it might sound weird. I love the Xenomorphs because they hide in the dark, right? And they can like just wrap the tails around. Like you get in one of the scenes in this with the Predator, where like the Predator's going after the human, and then the tail goes for the Predator, and then he pulls him up and he's looking at him. That scene's brilliant. And then the scene where the Predator just cuts one of the aliens in half, and that's brilliant. And then you got all the aliens running and everything. Just this film's just shot brilliantly for me. And like I say, man, I could talk about this film day and night. This would be at number 2, but obviously another film took its place. But, Yeah, Alien vs Predator, man. I absolutely adore this film. Obviously, I like it more than Raven because he don't like the Xenomorph Predator earlier
Oh
on.
yeah, no, that's yeah, yep.
But it's a hell of a entertaining film, man. I love this film. I adore it. I believe it was number 3, right, in my Alien franchise.
I
I
think it
swear
was.
it was.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like because I done the one without them, and then I done it with them. Yeah, it was at number 3 when I included them. So yeah, I'm a massive fan of Alien versus Predator, the first one. I love it. The backstory is simple, but it shows you sort of the ambition, right, of the Predator, of wanting to fight them. And I like that little like the pyramid thing, and all the aliens are fighting with the Predators, and just that one scene at the start as well, and just the backstory of it all, and
That was
I
great.
like the
That was
yeah,
great.
it's fantastic, yeah. And then you've got like when the Marines, you call them, right, are going into the thingy, and then they're finding out what's going on. That, oh my god, it's the Predators doing this so they can fight the aliens, and then they find out, and it's just so simple but brilliantly put together, in my opinion. So, yeah, like I say, I can talk about this film for hours and hours. I absolutely adore Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, it's a, I mean, like I said, it's a good film. It'd rank higher if it wasn't for that. And I think that's probably what the most frustrating thing is that the Predators did build this temple to train and fight against xenomorphs. Because you always had you had the humans offering themselves as sacrifices for the face hugger and allow the xenomorph to be created. So that I think that whole purpose is great. I think that's why I get so super extra frustrated is because Anderson has this great idea that the Predators use to train and fight, and then like 66% of the Predators die off in the first 20 minutes. You're like, ah!
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on, man. Like, you had this great idea, and then you're just like not selling it now, and down bad, down bad.
I do think the Predator comes back though, and I do think Predator ends up looking strong in the end.
One
And
does.
I did like
Scar,
the touch
yeah.
of where he helps the woman. I think that's a good touch. It's like I just really like. I love that scene where he like holds, gives it, and she's like, "What the hell's going on?" Like, and he's helping her out. I thought that was something you wouldn't really see in the franchise, but I really like her. I thought it showed a different side to Predator. It's like
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
kind
know
of
what you thought about Predator being your favourite over the Xenomorph, so I don't know how you felt about it, but for me, I enjoyed seeing that different side to a Predator.
little. I mean, it's a mixture of like both. Like, I do like the idea, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type situation.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like I feel like for trying to be one of the most advanced hunters in the world, like even in a situation where you're gonna lose, you'd probably just still go alone and not bring like the help. But then I realized he brought two other ones, so
Yeah.
it's I'm good with it either way. Like I could probably argue, but I could argue both sides.
Also, yeah. Yeah. See, because what I got from it with the Predator, from that angle, it's like I was looking at it. You already know Predator's quite smart, right? But I thought, wow, you're really smart. Like you're willing to make mates with an enemy to make sure you win. It sort of showed a very intelligent side of the Predator to say, like, I don't care how I win, I'm gonna win. I sort of like that element because, like I said, I can't remember her name, but when he does that, it's like he's sort of showing respect to her, saying, I recognise you as a good hunter.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to help you, you help me. And I sort of like that element of respect to the human, saying, like, you're a really strong fighter, I want you to help me and I'll help you.
well that's because she
And we'll
killed a
get through
xenomorph,
this
right?
together.
Right before that, she killed a xenomorph, right?
Yeah, she did, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why. That's
Because
why.
he breaks the tail off, right, the alien, and then uses, like, the blood thing, right?
Yeah, the alien bullet. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and, like
Yeah,
scars
he
her.
does. Yeah, he does to say, like, all right, I'm going to trust you. You help me, I help you. And I sort of like our element to the Predator. Doesn't matter how I win, I'm going to win. And I sort of like our element and showed a very intelligent side of Predator. That's why I enjoyed that scene so much. And I thought, wow, that's really good, man. It's, yeah, Yeah, like I say, you can tell, man. I love this film. I absolutely do. Alien versus Predator. I think it's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like I said, if it hadn't killed the predator so quickly, it'd be a little bit of a different ranking. But that's
I'll
just
have
the
to
way
show
it
you.
is.
I have a very, very rare steelbook DVD from years ago of Alien vs Predator, the steelbook where they're both embodied against each other. I'll have to show you at some point.
Okay.
Because, like I say, man, anything that comes out of this film, I have to get. Cause I don't know if it's obvious to people, but I'm a massive fan of this film.
No, that's fair. That's fair. It is. I mean, it's like I said, it's a good one. I just wish it was done a little differently. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing too negative about it, I guess. All right. Well, let's see here. Anything you want to add to that?
No, because if we keep adding more, we'll be here all night. Because I can talk
Right.
for hours about this one film.
Well, we could probably circle back around to it because
Yeah.
So my number three, man, like I said again, the top four were very very difficult. Two and three were the most difficult. But I had to lean on something, and ultimately I went with Prey here at number three. Um, and it's literally not for any other reason other than uh I like my number two, I guess, a little more. Uh, that or I just had to actually rank them somewhere, and I guess that's just how it fell. My number two and my number one. Were you going to attack stuff? All right, love you. Um, God, where do I even begin with this? I had something all like in my head for it. Um, I think Prey. I've only seen once. I think is an exceptionally good movie, and I will give it this: it is the best Predator movie we've seen since the original. That's why isn't on my number two. I like certain things, and I'm a little biased for my number two versus Prey here. Uh, this is really hard to talk about. I didn't think this would be difficult. Uh, I think Amber uh, Amber is a strong lead. I think them showing her fighting techniques, uh, her especially coming up with that innovative way to use her axe with the leather strap, uh, amazing. I like the Predator to look here too, even though some people don't really seem to like it. I like the way the Predator looks in this one. Um, I don't know why this is so hard to talk about. I mm, this one's got me stumped apparently. Uh, I thought the kills were great. I thought all the kills were fantastic. And very inventive, giving some of the limited technology. Um, I thought her brother was great. That was her brother, right? Was that her
Yeah.
brother? Okay. I thought the character of her
Yes.
brother was amazing. And when we touch on this movie could be number two. I've only saw it once though, and I hold it in high regard for sure. I just kind of at a loss for words for it. Like even when I was trying to write my notes for it, I didn't really have like anything to. I think everything is the only thing I don't like about it is ultimately how she defeats the predator and essentially the advanced what do you call it? I guess we'll call it math. The advanced math that she has to use to figure out where she needs to place all of the things for
Yeah.
his weapon to bounce off of. Um, I think that's probably really the only thing I didn't like, given the primitive nature of the film. Using that kind of advanced technique was a little caught me off guard. Other than that, this movie's great. Like I don't have anything bad to say about it. It's a fantastic movie. And again, sorry it took so long to get there. It's,
It's all,
I don't.
it's all right, dude. I'll stumble sometimes.
It's really it's so good. It's just I've only seen it once, and again, you ask me again tomorrow, it could be number two. Just right now, my number two spot is a little biased because I know people that were in the movie, so uh, that's why I pray for me right now is at number three. Um, and I'm just gonna I'll skip it because I'll start a tangent. So you can go on to your number two here.
Okay, well, number two for me is what you've just touched on. It's I don't say this lightly. When Prey blew me away, I I'm excited for Halloween Ends. I'm excited for Terrifier 2. I'm excited for the new Hellraiser, the remake with the female. To me, I'm saying this now. I think watching it, I'm gonna watch it again, but I'm gonna watch it in the original language because they've got fluent English in this, and I get why they've done that, right? But they have added the option where you can watch it in the language that it would have been. So I'm gonna watch that because it might, because I already love the film, but being able to watch it in that'll make it feel like it's back in them times, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I understand why they've done it in fluent English. Some people don't want to watch it in that language, and I get that, So it's clever what they've done, put in both languages. To me, I'm going to state it now. For me, right now, it is the best horror film I've seen this year. And I still think it will be, even with Halloween Ends coming out, Terrifier 2 coming out, and Hellraiser coming out, which, by the way, I'm excited for all three. This film absolutely blew me away. It is the closest film to the original that I've seen. It's that good. I mean, if Predator, the original is 10, this is 9.
Yeah.
It's
I agree.
It's that close. I mean, like it's that there between. Like I said, I like how they people that don't follow the Predator franchise, right? That vanish in some films and they're expecting the cannons and all the stuff that he normally has. Some people might be disappointed that it's all combat with this Predator, but you got to realise it's back in them days. This is before Predator, before Predators. It's before all them. Like I say, I won't go into any spoilers of what you said about Predator 2, but there's a lot of stuff going on and a lot of Easter eggs in Prey that I love. And the combat scenes, like, I don't say, like, this film blew me away. I was watching this film, I expected it to be good because I like the look of the trailer. And by the way, I hope I'm saying the name right. Amber Thunder as Naru.
Yes.
She is absolutely amazing. Honest
She's
to God,
badass.
she is such a badass. I watched that and I thought, my God, you're amazing. Dan DeLigro as the Predator, fantastic. The brother, Naru's brother, Taib, I believe his name in the film was, Dakita Beavers, his name was. And obviously the story takes place that she wants to be an hunter, nobody believes her, she wants to prove everybody wrong. The bear scene's fantastic. Just spoilers, by the way. I'm just saying it real quick, like just a quick spoiler. I'm gonna give the film away, but you've seen it in the trailer, so
Yeah, the bear
it's
scene's
not
good.
a thing here. But the bear scene, my God, man, and the dog. I was petrified for the dog.
Oh,
I was like,
1,000% petrified for the
yeah,
dog.
I was like, oh my God. And I'll tell you what I liked. And my God, did they get this spot on? You're watching the film, and the Predator doesn't see her has a problem, right? He doesn't go after her because they lay the trap for him, for the predator, and they're tied up, and she's like, "It's fine. He don't see us as a threat." In that scene where they're tied up, predator don't see her as a threat, and I love that the fact that not long after that, he then realizes that, well, a minute, she's got the courage now, she's trained now, she's now a threat. And their fight, I thought, was fantastic. I did enjoy their fight between the Predator and Naru.
Yep.
And like I said, I can't say it enough. I don't know what else to say except this film just took my breath away. It's so close to being as good as the original Predator. And that's such high regards because I didn't think any other Predator franchise film, for as great as they are, would be able to touch the heights of the original Predator. And to me, just my opinion, this is the closest thing to that. It took me away. I watched it and it just blew me away. It's fantastic, man. I loved it from start to finish. Amber Midthunder performance as Naru blew me away. She's fantastic, man. If she gets more, please give me a Prey 2, give me a Prey 3. Let her continue her role, and we'll be talking about her as one of the Scream Queens. She was absolutely fantastic, man.
She's really good. I like it quite a bit. And you touch on it, and you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Like, for all you for all you little insecure fucks out there who say the 1987 Predator fought a whole team of Navy SEALs, and now how this little girl with no training is going to beat a Predator. First of all, let me just go off and say, no one was questioning your masculinity until right now. Because two, let me answer this question. In the 1987 movie, what defeated the Predator? Was it all the military equipment, firepower, and modern weapons, or was it primitive techniques, traps, and weapons? The answer is pretty obvious to anybody who knows the fucking series, which is why you should understand why Prey is effective. Because A, she's not an unskilled person; she's a warrior. But given the narrative of the time, much like we seem to be circling back to, women weren't held in the hunting regard as a kind of, at that time. So for all you insecure little small dick fucks who ask your girl if it feels good when you're having sex because your dick is so small, that is fucking why this film works. You fucking insecure fucks. All right. Sorry, I got so pissed off on Twitter about that the other day. Oh.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I fully agree. Let me tell you something, right? I can fully admit, right? I'm 33. I lift weights. For these dickheads that say that, trust me, go to somebody in a UFC or because there's badass women out there that are just as badass as men, right? Ronda Rousey would fucking destroy me in a fight.
Yeah.
Why? Because she's a natural badass. So for people out there that fucking think that, oh my god, because it's a woman, it's sexist bollocks. A woman is just as badass as men. Like I say, no shame, man. Like I lift weights. Ronda Rousey would kick my ass in a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Because she's a badass, and like it's just 2022, man. You got people complaining about his shit.
I'm 6'2". I'm over 300 pounds. I power lift, man. Like Ronda Rousey would kick my ass. Amber Midthunder, this character she plays, would kick my ass. Because she's far more cardio than I have, and I would just get fucking destroyed. Absolutely destroyed.
The people I've seen give like bad reviews are idiots that have got a problem that it's the girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Why? Laurie Strode has been able to beat Michael Myers all this time.
No, that's what they seem to
Do you
forget.
get
They
what I mean?
forget
I
Laurie
don't see
Strode.
what you mean.
They forget Laurie Strode. They forget Ripley. They forget Sally and Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Renee
They
from
forget.
Scream.
Yeah, they forget Sidney Prescott from Scream. Let's see here. Who else? Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
You can go through so many Friday the 13th films of women that
Yeah,
have beaten.
Tina.
So
Tina.
you can go through so many.
Alice. Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, they can't believe like some Indian girl with no training beat a predator. Shut the fuck up, you fucking
Yeah, it's annoying.
insecure fuck. Yeah.
Stupid. Like I've seen a lot of people have a problem with the new Hellraiser film before it's coming out. I'm excited as hell. I think she looks brilliant as Hellraiser. I'm really excited for the new Hellraiser film.
Yeah, no, me too. Because I mean, it's a woman. She's playing Pinhead, which is great. I'm on board. For some reason, to think that like the woke mentality is like a bad thing. Like if you think it's bad that a woman can beat a predator versus using primitive techniques, which is the same method that Dutch uses, by the way, is just so fucking astronomically dumb. You were oh god, dude, I fucking hate film Twitter. I fucking hate fucking Twitter sometimes because I was fired up the other day about that.
Tell you what, there's a lot of social media places, right? But Twitter just has the worst. I
Yeah.
swear, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
It has the worst. Like, I like in a film when the film's clearly fantastic. Like I've got no problem with people that may watch the film, its opinions. If you just go, I just don't like the film, fair enough. But saying you
Yeah.
don't like it was of a woman being able to beat Predator, like what?
Yeah, that people
Do you get-
people do that say like woke is a problem. Well, woke is essentially just defining social and racial equality. So if you think that is a problem, well, guess what? You are a racist, sexist fuck. Like being woke isn't a problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking small dick, tiny brain, fucking idiots.
I don't know if you heard about it. This is I was a big fan of it. I enjoyed it. I don't know if you've watched it yet. The new Resident Evil show.
I haven't. I guess I might
They're
not.
like,
I might not because I apparently got canceled. So
yeah, it got cancelled, and that got died well because of it being woke. Still, and it's annoying, man. It was such a good show as well. I really enjoyed it.
I heard mixed things about it, not because of being awoke or anything, but because just the story and whatnot. But I
But I enjoyed it. You see some classic characters come into it as well. I really enjoyed it.
I mean, I'll definitely take a look. I'll definitely take a look at it. But yeah, you gotta get me off prey. I'm starting to drink again.
No, but I get it, man. Look, it's a people. It's what I mean, man. I swear, like,
it's not.
I think I've said it time and time before, man. Like I've had like family members go like, "Why don't you get out much apart from when you get to like Oricons or to concerts?" I'm like, I hate 80% of the. I think 80% of the population suck and 20% are decent people.
Oh yeah.
I'll be. I do.
Oh yeah.
I do.
All right. Well, again, my prey ranking being at 3. It's biased for my number 2. I also think that Prey is a better movie than my number 2. It's just I'm biased because I happen to have some friends. Well, a friend in this movie, and then somebody who I've met several times through various conventions. But that movie is Predators, which is your number 5 there, yeah.
Yeah.
It was my number 2 because it's got my boy Brian Steele, aka Creature Boy, as the big super predator in that one, and then Derek Mears as the classic looking predator, who I've had the pleasure of meeting several times, and being ridiculed immensely for him by him on Twitter at several points. Um, Fucker. uh, he even signed my figure one day in Indianapolis. Like, I had a probably when he was Jason Voorhees, and he wrote to he's like to my favorite stalker on Twitter, and he's like, get fucked or something on it like that, and we started laughing.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude.
But yeah, this is probably why it's number 2 for me, because it's got Derek, and it's also got Brian, who, like I said, is Creature Boy, who has been in a ton of other stuff, by the way. He was Harry in the Hendersons. Oh God, what else has he been in? And he was been in Underworld, Hellboy, Doom. He was the robot in the Lost in Space TV series. What else has he been in? Men in Black 2. Yeah. But for me, we touched on earlier, like, I think everything. I love this movie, and I think it is a good continuation of the Predator series, especially a good jumping off point for Predator, the first one. Because it does kind of have the same character tropes. Royce, aka Dutch, Hanzo as Sonny, Nikolai as Jesse Ventura, which I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I loved all the different Predators in this one. I liked how, at the time, I really liked the infighting between the Predators, like the bigger Predators versus smaller Predator. I don't really care. Like I said, I could go either way now with it. Like, it doesn't really fix 6 to 1, half dozen the other. Topher Gracie, you said you kind of you were shocked by it. Like, I saw that coming a mile away, because they said in the beginning, like Royce even says, he's the only one that doesn't fit. Predators don't make mistakes like that. They're not going to just accidentally grab somebody. So I felt like there was something about him. Yeah, did I know he was a serial killer? No, but I felt like he was. Because when they said he was a doctor, I felt like maybe he was working with the Predators, like, kind of that situation. What else here? I love the Predator Hounds. Love them. Love that. Got some of those figures. Lawrence Fishburne, another strong character. You said Alice Braga as Isabel. Great. And my dark horse in this whole series, which I love this man dearly, is Walton Coogans as Stans. He's got some of the best lines. Like, he's like, man, if we get back to Earth, I'm gonna do so much cocaine and rape so many women. And Topher Grace is like, what? He's like, and Walton's like, it's like 5 o'clock. He's like, gotta rape some bitches. And Topher Grace is like, yeah, 5 o'clock, the bitch raping hour. Like, that whole interaction was fucking funny.
And the tattoo he's got as well on his stomach.
Yeah, is that your girlfriend? No, that's my sister, man. Like, what?
He's so messed up, eh?
I absolutely love Walton Coogans. Loved him in Sons of Anarchy. Loved him in Hateful Eight, Django Unchained. Man, what else? What other? Yeah, I just huge fan of Walton. Danny Trejo, again, as like you said, it was at Coachella. You don't really get to see a whole lot of. And his death is not shown, but he's kind of used to, like, I can think of is Saving Private Ryan, where Vin Diesel gets shot and, like, the sniper uses him as, like, bait to lure out other people. Same situation there. And lastly, what I really really like is I love Hanzo. The sword fight between him and the Predator. Uh, I fucking love that. Like you said you would like to see Prey 2 continue with Amber Mid Thunder. I would like to
Yeah.
see a Predator movie set in like uh early Japan, like the early years of Japan, like where the samurais were prevalent and all that other stuff. Like I would love to see like Predators versus samurais. That'd be oh man, got goosebumps just thinking about that. That'd be great because I love Japanese culture, so I am all for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Well, you
for
never know because, like I say, with what they've done with Prey and Prey being such a success it is, you can take Predator anywhere. You can take them
Yep.
to the dinosaur days. Like, imagine a film where you got the Predator taking on like T-Rexes. I'll be all for that as well. You can take Predator anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Imagine if you got like the Predators are like see a massive T-Rex and there's loads of T-Rexes and Velociraptors like fuck. They're like oh god, and then they do the little language things with like the xenomorphs and the xenomorphs like look we need help. You imagine that like the comment,
Yeah.
and then you got the aliens and predators working together because they might have to against like dinosaurs if they got there. I'm just thinking off my head. I'd love to see that like a film where they have to work together.
That'd be great. I'll watch anything Predator based.
Yeah.
But that like the scene with like Hanzo from the Yakuza and all that other stuff and that little sword fight thing, I just loved, man. I thought that was so cool. And you know, I see where people think this is a remake because of those character tropes, but it's it's a standalone film, but those tropes work for a reason in this film. This is a great film. I have an absolute blast with it. Just watched it the other day. I think I watched it Friday night, and I'm like, yeah, I love this movie. Watched it right after Prey too, which was probably a terrible idea for our rankings because I watched Prey, then I watched The Predators, um, and it reminded me how much I love Predators. But uh, yeah,
Predators is fantastic, man. I do love the film.
I definitely watch it. Like Adrian Brody, like you never expect Adrian Brody to be like a badass. Like I never, not once, I watched Adrian Brody in a film and was like, "Hey, man, I bet you want to see that guy take on a predator." Like I have a more, I believe more that Amber Mid Thunder could beat the Predator than I could Adrian Brody. So
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
Let's say up from obviously we've got seven of the Predator films. Like I say, Predator, I don't mind. It's an average Predator film, but for Thrive Up, all the films are fantastic in my opinion.
yeah, yeah,
I am, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. Well, then I guess this brings us to our last one, and it looks like it's the exact same one. Shocker.
Yeah,
So I'll let you just dive right into it.
yeah. I mean, what can I say, man? As like I watched when I watched Prey, I was like, my god, this is the closest thing we've got to Predator. Still not able to take over Predator, but it's close. And to me, look, you ain't got to be a fan of horror films or anything. To me, Predator is one of those perfect films where it goes to all audiences, right? I mean, you first get a scene. I mean, I remember first watching this film. I can't remember how old I was, and when you don't see the Predator and you just see like him invisible, the cloak, and then they're slowly in the woods, in the jungle. Jason and Maid again, the jungle, and they're in the jungle, and you see them skinned live, and you're like, "What's doing this?" And you only see like bits and bobs of the Predator, and then when it finally gets unveiled, you're like, "What the hell is that?" And how cool does that look? And then when he finally takes the mask off, and Arnold Schwarzenegger does it the best. You are one ugly motherfucker.
Yup.
It's fantastic, man. And the ending as well, where the Predator's laughing and he's going to blow himself up. obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger being Dutch. This film is fantastic from start to finish. And I'll tell you I'll tell you the scene. I remember watching it because people know me now. I don't like spiders. The webs in those jungles are horrible. That's where I was when I was seeing that. I was like, Predator wouldn't even have to look at me. I'll be done for because they get eat thingy, right? If I was in a tarantula on that web, I'll be sweating so much. The Predator I'll be getting seconds to be like, well, I know where he is. I'll be done for. But like you look at the cast, man. You got Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got Carl Weathers, you've got Bill Duke, you've Jesse Ventura from the wrestling, by the way. I was happy to see him in it. It's fantastic, man, and just that scene, man. How many people do you think have got a razor and started shaving? You know, it's
just dry shaving when he's nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just just dry. Like that scene, man. It's just crazy, but the film's just got so much intensity. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can always near enough rely on him for a good film, right? Especially back in those days. And have you seen the behind the scenes shots, man?
Oh yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's such a sweetheart, man. He really is. He is like he even like making sure like people like, who are bringing food and that are okay and they're comfortable and everything. And you know, I just thought, wow, he's a really cool guy, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, but yeah, man, like who knew that you know this Predator film would cast a franchise that's made the Predator. And by the way, you've got to give props to the Predator character because it's sort of you thought this film would be obviously it's well known for Arnold Schwarzenegger, but the Predator was able to form its own franchise. The character it proves how successful that character is, that it can come from an Arnold Schwarzenegger film and do still fantastic without Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back to any of them. So it shows you the success of the Predator. So, yeah, what can I say about this film, man? It's perfect, man. Like the jungle, the razor scene alone gives you chills. It's like dry shaving, like
oh yeah,
it's brilliant, man. And just to see, like I say, I can't explain it. I'm sure you'll know what I mean, Raven. It's hard to explain your first experience when you first see Predator for the first time. It's awe-inspiring because you're like, what the hell is that? Especially at a young age, and you're like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Because I don't know if you know this a little bit about, yeah, you probably will know because it's Predator. When Kane the wrestler made his return back with a mask after years of being Bull Kane, did you see he used to come out with a Predator mask on?
No.
He used to come out with a Predator mask.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the like the metal thing. He used when he returned with the mask on, because obviously he had the mask on. He took it off. Then he was Bull Kane, and then he finally come back because the character was like wearing thin at the minute, so that he wanted to refresh it up. He come back with the half red mask, but he had like a Predator mask over it. It was like inspired by the Predator franchise, and you could tell. So that was a cool little shot. Like I remember him coming out, I was like, they've turned Kane into a Predator. So yeah. And he used to come out with it, and he'd just do his thing with the fire pyro. Then he'd take that mask off, and then he'd obviously have his red mask as well. So that was a cool little touch that they've done with him there. But yeah, man, Predator. What can I say about it? It's one of the best films you'll ever watch in your life. You ain't got to be a fan of horror films. You ain't particularly got to be a fan of action films. Would you really? I wouldn't really put it in sci-fi, right? Alien.
No,
That I mean Predator.
No, yeah, a little bit, just because of the whole alien aspect.
Yeah, but to me, you haven't got to be a fan of any of those genres, and you'll still enjoy this film because it's one of the greatest films ever made, man. And like I say, just that one scene, man, I can watch it over and over again. You are one ugly bastard. And I just love how he sort of covers himself up in all the dirt so that Predator can't see him. The fight scene's fantastic. And yeah, I love Predator. It's, you know, it's not just the best Predator film in this franchise. It's one of the greatest horror films slash action films slash sci-fi, if you want to call it that as well. Which, like you say, I guess it is. You got spaceships, you got an alien, right? It's still an alien. Predator. It's just whatever genre you want to put it in. It's one of the best films ever made, and it's just fantastic from start to finish, man. Like I said, I don't care what anybody says. There's probably loads of people out there that watch that one scene where he's shaving, and they're probably just dry shaving, like, to get what I mean. It's fantastic. I love it. So yeah, Predator #1 for me. But believe me, Prey is close. I thought Prey was that good too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Prey's really, really good. Obviously, for me, Predator is also #1. We talked about it earlier in one of our other ranking reviews, where I think it was our top 20 favorite horror movies, and Predator was at 6 for me.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, dude, I love fucking Predator, dude. Like, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie, Sonny Landham, R.I.P., Jesse the Body Ventura, Shane Black, Carl Weathers. Can't forget about Dylan. Dylan, you son of a bitch. Kevin, what was it? Kevin Peter Hall, right? Kevin Peter Hall is the Predator.
Yes, because Dave returned for part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in more. Yeah, he come back for part 2 as well.
And you know, as much as I love me some Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'm very glad that he got fired from this production and was not the Predator. Because for those of you who don't know, Jean-Claude Van Damme was actually the Predator. And he even had the suit. There's suits on him and stuff. What's that?
I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I don't know that, I'll be honest with you, mate. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, he was actually the Predator. Yeah, there's actually pictures of him online. In a suit that's not the suit that we know. Like, once they fired him and brought in Kevin Peter Hall, it changed the overall narrative, which is great. I mean, I'm so thankful they did that, because Jean-Claude Van Damme got cast as the Predator, and then I think it was either right before or right after he got like Bloodsport. So he didn't really want to do the Predator thing, so he was kind of being a prick and kind of being Jean-Claude Van Damme, and ultimately, like, they led him to getting fired. I think it was Bloodsport that ultimately was it, but Van Damme always complained about shit in that movie, or like the suit was too hot, he couldn't move, production, all that other stuff, and he's just being Van Damme, which was an asshole at the time. He's not an asshole anymore. He's kind of grown out of that a little bit, but it's one of my top 6 favorite horror movies. The director has John McTiernan. I would say my greatest movies of all time. He's got 2 in the top 10. One's Predator, and I don't know if we ever want to talk about our favorite movies of all time, but the other one is Die Hard.
We can do that. We can definitely do that. If you wanted to do our top, I don't know, I mean, you want to do top 20 movies of all time?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. Have a little fun with it. Predator, to me, is one of the almost damn near perfect movies, though. Like, has a perfect blend of action. All the characters work well together, and the thing that you love to see it, what I really, really love to see about Predator, is that all the characters stand out. Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Big Dutch. Carl Weathers, Dylan, big guy. Anna, obviously the female of the group. Mac, muscular dude, bald head, dry shaving. Jesse Ventura is Blaine. Sonny Landham is Billy. you know, Richard Chavez is Poncho. Um, Shane Black obviously is Hawkins. All of those guys have a very distinct look, so you're never confused who is who. Like it is all it's cast very well to be very distinctive, and I love that. Um, what else? It has a perfect blend of action, perfect blend of blood and guts. Um, Jesse Ventura getting his chest blown open is amazing. Mac getting his fucking head split open like a watermelon, great. You don't see Sonny's death on screen. Um, Hawkins getting killed. Like I mean, Hawkins, poor Hawkins. He kind of got it bad multiple ways. Uh, what else here? Even like the one-liners are great. Like I'm not a huge on like the 80 one-liners, but like when Dutch throws that piece of wood and six guys like stick around, like that's great. That's great. Like it's just I don't know, man.
It's one of them films, that whatever they've done just come off perfectly with that film. It was a perfect blend of just everything worked with that film, and like I say, just and what a way that they make you wait so long to see the Predator, right? And it just adds to it, man. Like when you first see him, Predator, man, and you see him for the first time, it's like wow, wow, what a character.
It's so good. I even like the little distinctive noises like the Predator makes in that movie, like,
Yeah.
and obviously to set up the Predator lore, like you know the snap when it shows like the Predator vision, like the, and then like obviously his you know the crackle that he has, um, even the theme music, you know, dun 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 dun. Like it's just everything just is so good, man. Like I don't know. It's one of those movies that just hit home with me, and maybe it's because I was a 12-year-old at the time. No, 87. I was 9. I was like, holy shit, man! I want to be as big as this dude and kill shit.
I know. Just
uh,
Arnold Schwarzenegger obviously is fantastic in the
oh
film
yeah.
as well. Like I say, I can go on about it all day. The
Uh,
first time I watched that and the Predator's got the mask off and his fingers are going and he's like, you are one ugly motherfucker in Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. And then the Predator starts laughing. What an evil laugh, by the way, when you
oh
first
yeah.
watch the Evil Today and it just blows up and Arnold Schwarzenegger's face is like, oh god.
Yeah, it's
No.
very.
So,
It was a very.
as well.
It was a very. Vincent Price type laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who did the laugh, but it sounds like Vincent Price. Um,
I should have done the laugh.
but I think it actually the laugh is, if I remember correctly, I want to say the laugh was a recording of Billy laughing at Hawkins' joke. Uh, after after that one battle where like Hawkins tells a joke and Billy starts laughing, he's like, ha 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 ha. Ha. Like I want to say that's actually the laugh that they used, but I'm not 100%.
Could be. I never thought of that.
But yeah, I will. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I can pull it up here. I don't know if you got the Jean Claude Van Damme as Predator.
Do you not know John Claude Van Damme was meant to play the Predator? I had no idea, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
No idea at all.
I can't show it on the stream because I don't have the scene set up, but I'll send you a message with it.
Okay, mate. I'll check that out.
Yoink, paste. Alright. Well, that's really all that I have. You hit Predator pretty spot on again. Like, that's one thing I do like about these is is our number ones are usually the same. They're usually the same for the same reasons.
Yeah, it's just it's. There's nothing bad I can say about Predator. There's nothing.
No, no.
Every character is fantastic. The Predator, obviously, we see it for the first time, and he's just such a cool, unique character that you've never seen before. So,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
it's
yep.
awesome, man. And like I say, props to the Predator character for being able to. Because people could have gone, "Oh, stuff Predator now, Arnold Schwarzenegger in it." Look at the films we've had after it, and that's because of the Predator character. Just proves how strong that character is to be able to step away from Arnold Schwarzenegger and still make its own franchise and be
Oh
as
yeah,
successful as it has.
yeah. It's not a lot of times the antagonist gets to get its own film series, and in a situation, you know, you want to see, you would expect a sequel with Dutch,
Yeah,
but no, it's the sequel. You actually get a Predator like the second one. So it's actually good. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I love everything about it.
it's brilliant, fantastic. Like I say, it's one of the best films ever made.
Heart.
Everything just works. Everything just works.
Everything does. Everything does.
There's very there's very few films that do that. Obviously, like my top 20 do that as well. But yeah, it's just a perfect movie. It's fantastic, man. You just watch it over and over, and never get bored.
Well, you want okay? So that'll be a wrap on our Predator series.